Hello, everyone. Welcome to International Career Talk, an AI-powered podcast by Student Circus, where we help you unlock your global careers with expert advice, guidance, and job search tips. You can find all our episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I'm Edwin.
And I'm Sophia.
So we've both been there, done that, right? Navigating the whole job hunting scene as international students. It can be exciting, definitely, but also a little overwhelming here in the UK.
Totally.
And that's why we're diving deep today into something that can really make a huge difference, the UK job application timeline.
Yeah, and something that might surprise you is how early you actually need to start thinking about all this. We're talking even before your final year, especially for those competitive graduate schemes everyone's after.
Okay, so the source material we've got for today keeps shouting, as soon as possible, in all caps about applying. Why so urgent? What'd you find, Sophia?
Well, it's all about how things work here in the UK. It's different. A lot of the big companies recruit through these structured graduate schemes. They're kind of like fancy internships, often leading to a full-time role. But here's the catch. These schemes have super strict deadlines. We're talking about April 30th if the program starts in September and December 30th for those starting in April.
Whoa, okay. Those deadlines are early, especially when you're trying to enjoy your final year and keep up with all your coursework. It's a lot.
Exactly. And for us, as international students, it gets even trickier if you miss those deadlines. It could mean pushing back your job start by a whole year. And then that can mess with your visa because often it's tied to your graduation date.
Oh, I totally get that. I almost missed a deadline myself because I was so used to how things worked back home. It was like, wait, what? It was a total panic moment.
It happens. But that's why we're doing this, right? Giving you the inside scoop.
Definitely.
Now, you're probably wondering, why are these deadlines so crazy early? And the answer is, it's because there are so many applications and the whole selection process has like a million stages.
So it's not just about getting that application in. It's about being ready for like a process that takes months.
Exactly. Think about it. The companies are getting thousands, sometimes even tens of thousands of applications for these, super sought after graduate schemes. They need time to go through it all, and there are usually several rounds of selection.
Like what? What kind of things do you have to do?
Okay, so first you might have online tests, then video interviews, and then maybe even assessment centers where you spend a whole day doing group activities and tasks. It's a lot, and each stage takes time. So the earlier you apply, the better your chances are.
It makes you realize that applying for a job in the UK is practically a job in itself, huh?
It really is, and the source we're looking at really emphasizes that. Applying for jobs is a job. But before we get into that, let's talk about August. Yes, August.
August. That's still ages away from the deadlines. You're saying we need to think about job applications before our final year even starts.
I know it sounds a bit crazy, right? When you'd rather be, relaxing and enjoying summer. But trust me, getting a head start in August can make all the difference. The source recommends a 3-step plan, which I actually found really helpful back when I was applying.
Right. I'm intrigued. Tell us, what's this 3-step plan?
Okay, so first, you really want to make a short list of companies and jobs that you actually excited about. Don't just apply to, every graduate scheme out there.
Yeah.
Think about what field you're into, and then do some research on companies that fit with your values and, what you want to do in your career.
So quality over quality, right? That's what they always say.
Totally. It's way better to have a few really strong applications that are tailored to those companies than a bunch of generic ones. Those recruiters, they can spot a mass-produced application a mile away.
Makes sense. You want to show them you've put in the effort and you actually want to work there. So what's next?
Okay, step 2 is to start preparing all those application materials. That means having a killer CV, obviously, that highlights your skills and experience, and writing cover letters that tell your story, and then gathering any other documents they might need.
It sounds like a lot. Where do you even start with all that?
One thing that really helped me was looking at previous year's applications.
Oh, interesting.
Some companies actually put examples online.
Oh, cool.
Or you can check with your university's careers service. They might have samples too. It gives you a good idea of what they're looking for and how detailed you need to be.
Oh, that's a good tip. My university's career service was so helpful. They had so much stuff. And they even connected me with alumni who had gone through the whole process, which was amazing.
Yeah, networking is key. And okay, the third step in this August plan is to actually schedule those deadlines, literally put them in your calendar.
Okay.
So that when those applications open up in September, you're ready to hit submit without that last minute panic.
I love this whole approach. It's so organized and proactive. It definitely takes some of the stress out of it. But you mentioned earlier how the source we're looking at talks about treating the whole job application process as a job in itself. What does that actually mean?
Well, it's all about time management and like real dedication. You can't just try to fit applications in between classes and studying. You need to block out time in your week that's purely for job hunting.
So like make a schedule, treat it like a part-time job with like set hours.
Exactly. And that means being organized, setting priorities, and sometimes even saying no to, social stuff or other commitments so you can focus on those applications.
Oh, that last part is always tough. I definitely remember having to do that. Sometimes I'd turn down fun things just to make sure I was really like putting my best into my applications. But it was worth it in the end.
It's all about finding that balance, and the payoff is so worth it when you land that dream job.
For sure.
Okay, but let's shift gears for a second, talk about something else that's super important. This idea of quality over quantity when you're applying for jobs. We touched on it earlier, but why is it so important?
I think it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking, oh, if I apply to tons of jobs, my chances are better. But honestly, that can actually hurt you.
Right, because if you're spreading yourself too thin, your applications are going to be generic and they'll lack that personal touch that makes you stand out. Recruiters see right through that. They're looking for people who have done their research, who get the company, and who can actually explain why they're a good fit for that specific role.
It's kind of like going on a date, right? You wouldn't just show up and be like, hey, I'm single, let's go out. You want to know about the person? Find things in common and show you're genuinely interested in them.
That's a great analogy. It's the same with applications. You need to woo the employer and show them why you're the perfect match.
Exactly. And that takes time and effort. You have to read the job description, research the company, figure out their values, their mission, what they stand for, and then think about how your skills and experiences fit with all that. Then you can tailor your CV and cover letter, which shows that you've put in the effort and you're actually interested.
Yeah, exactly. And remember, those application materials are your first impression. They need to be polished, professional, and absolutely error-free.
Oh, totally. A typo or bad grammar can be such a turnoff. It's so worth it to take the time to proofread everything or even have a friend look it over.
Totally. Speaking of making a good impression, let's talk about interviews. That's where your personality and communication skills really matter. And it's where a lot of international students get a bit nervous, especially with the whole new culture thing.
Yeah, interviews can definitely be nerve-wracking. Any advice for our listeners on how to nail those interviews, especially here in the UK?
Well, first of all, it's normal to feel nervous, but preparation is everything. Practice your answers to common interview questions, research the company, and even the interviewer if you can, and think about how you'll talk about your skills and experience in a way that's relevant to that job.
So it's not just about reciting your CV. It's about connecting your experiences to what they're looking for.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to let your personality shine through. Employers aren't just looking for someone who can do the job. They want someone who's a good fit for the team and the company culture.
Right. So be authentic, be yourself, and let your enthusiasm for the role come through. And of course, don't forget to ask good questions. That shows you're curious and engaged and really interested in the opportunity.
Absolutely. And this actually brings up something that a lot of international students worry about, how to handle those, tricky questions about your visa status and future plans.
Oh, yeah, that's a great point. That's something I know a lot of our listeners are probably wondering about.
It can be a bit awkward, but honestly is always best. Be upfront, but try to frame it positively.
Right. So instead of saying, hey, I need a visa sponsorship to work here, maybe say something like, I'm really excited about this opportunity to work in the UK. And I'm currently looking into visa options so I can contribute to your company.
Exactly. It acknowledges things without making it the main focus. And, honestly, a lot of companies are open to sponsoring the right person, so don't let the visa thing stop you from applying.
That's good to hear. It all comes back to, like we've been saying, showing them what you bring to the table and convincing them you're worth it.
Totally. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what are some key takeaways you want our listeners to remember?
Well, we've covered so much today, from that UK job application timeline, especially for graduate schemes, to writing great applications and, really acing those interviews. But the biggest thing I want everyone to remember is that you have the power to shape your own career. Don't let the challenges of being an international student hold you back.
Couldn't agree more. Embrace those experiences you've gained, being international students. Use that global perspective and start planning early. By being proactive and strategic with your job search, you absolutely can achieve your career goals here in the UK.
And remember, you're not alone in this. We here at Student Circus are here to support you every step of the way. We've got loads of resources, from CV and cover letter templates to interview tips, even visa guidance.
Right. Head over to our website, connect with us on social media, and join our community of international students. We're all in this together, and we're so excited to see you all succeed.
That's all for today's deep dive into the UK job application timeline. Thanks for joining us, everyone. And remember, start early, stay focused, and never underestimate your own potential.